if you have recently been through a breakup and you would like to get your ex-girlfriend back, then this is a very important video that you need to watch, because I'm going to share with you 3 extremely important things you need to know and you need to do after a breakup, during a breakup, to ensure that you not only get your girlfriend back, but that she is the one calling you, telling you she misses you, she wants to get back together, and she wants to give it another try. Basically, it will seem like it is her idea to get back together. Now, this is extremely important because in a breakup situation, there's a lot of psychological things happening underneath the surface that will affect how someone behaves and how they act. And these 3 things are going to be absolutely crucial for you to know about. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is that you need to accept the breakup. So in your mind, you need to be at a point where you accept that, okay, she wanted to break up, her reasons were this and that, and you understand those reasons, you understand her, and you're willing to accept that if she's not happy, then you don't want to get back together with her, because you don't ever, especially if you care about your ex-girlfriend, you don't want to get back together with her so she is unhappy, right? You want to make it better. You want to make it a passionate, fun, a relationship she doesn't want to lose, basically. Okay, so if at the moment she's not happy, then you're willing to accept that and be almost happy to be not together. Okay, so that's very, very important. So the second thing that you want to do immediately, okay, this is very important, is to have physical distance away from your ex-girlfriend. So that means, especially if you live together, you need to pack up some stuff, pack up your things, just the basic stuff, and leave immediately. Okay, don't hang around for weeks trying to figure out where you're going to go, where you're going to stay, and blah, 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 that sort of thing. Okay, don't do that. Even if you don't have much money and you don't know what you're going to do, this is where friends and family come in handy. Okay, you need to get some friends, get some family who will help you, so you can stay with them for the time being, kind of like temporarily until you find your own place. But it's really important for you to get out of that house and have physical distance away from her as soon as possible. So, if that day she comes in from work or whatever, says, oh, sorry, I don't think it's going to work, we need to break up, then basically after you've accepted it and told her, okay, I accept that you don't want to do it anymore, you need to get your stuff and leave that day. Because, it's one thing to say you've accepted the breakup, it's another to show her that you actually mean it. So you actually mean it when you start packing your stuff up, putting them in the car and leaving. So that's very important. If you're already, not living together and stuff like that, then that's fine. If you've already got the distance there, then you just need to make sure you don't contact her. Basically, you should not be contacting her anyway, unless you need to. So if you work together, you can't get away from that. If you have kids together, if you have any sort of mutual combined business, or something where you absolutely need to talk to her for whatever reason, then only during those situations, yes, talk to her. But other than that, try not to contact her or anything. You want to have no contact with her for at least a few weeks. A month is good, at least a month. Now, during this time, you can't just sit around and do nothing, kind of thing, okay? Because most likely the reason that she broke up with you is because she thinks you're not going to change. Okay, that is basically the biggest reason why a woman will break up with you, because she knows, right, you are not going to change. This is who you are. She's not happy. She's going to leave. So the worst thing that you definitely don't want to be like, after no contact, she calls you and ask, so what have you been up to? What have you been doing? And then you say to her, oh, nothing really, or not much, or the same old stuff, like basically telling her you haven't changed. And if you give off that impression, then, she's going to be, that's only confirming that she made the right decision, because she already thinks that you're not going to change. That's why she left in the first place. So you definitely want to make sure during the no contact, you are doing stuff, okay? You're busy doing stuff, and not just doing anything, but you really want to plan out what you'll be doing and why you're doing those things. So make some goals for yourself, and strive towards goals, and get active, get busy doing stuff. I don't recommend dating at this point, as that may complicate things a little bit, because you don't really want to have another person come into the picture when you're still hoping to reunite with your ex. So make sure the things you're doing is more to better yourself. So that could be also understanding why she left in the first place. And so when you and her are talking, you can tell her, look, I get why you left. I was like this and that, and you deserve better, and you're also telling her that you've made changes, you're doing stuff, you've made progress. And that's what you want to do. So, which leads me to the third point, is that when you do start talking to her again, okay, you need to make sure, like, if she is sort of acting like, she misses you, and she wants to catch up more and talk to you more, you want to make sure you don't instantly jump on her like, oh, like, let's get back together quickly kind of thing. Jump the gun, basically. You want to take it slowly, because what ends up happening is, if you rush back too quickly into that relationship again, then you'll basically go back to how you were before the breakup. Then what happens is, things might be great for a week or two, but then one morning she's going to wake up and realize, oh, hang on a second. Basically we've just went back to how things were before the breakup. Like, it's basically the same. We do the same stuff. We argue about the same things. It's basically nothing's changed. Okay, so you don't want her to have that kind of realization. If she does, then very much likely she will start to pull away again, and possibly break up with you again. So you want to make sure, when you do start talking to each other again, to go in it with the mindset that you want to start a new relationship with her. So you want to take it slowly. So you want to date her, take it slowly. Don't rush back straight into a serious long-term relationship again. Things like that, because that is actually really important. And the reason you want to do that too is because you can really show her that, this is going to be different. This time, the relationship will be different. It'll be better, because you've learned, you've grown, you've been productive, you've done stuff, and you feel better about yourself, whatever the issue is. And also gives you time to actually talk about the original issue that you broke up over, and come up with some solutions. Okay, so you want to take it slowly. That's really, really important. Okay, so basically those are the 3 really important things you need to do if you want to get your ex-girlfriend back and keep her with you. Now, I really recommend, if you're serious about your ex-girlfriend, if you're serious about wanting to make your relationship work and saving that relationship, I highly recommend you to check out my step-by-step course, the Ex Recovery System, that will basically step you through the whole thing, from the breakup, from the no contact, what do you do during that time, what do you say to her to get back into contact, when should you do it, exactly when to do it, and how to rebuild that connection again when you are in contact. Because, as you know, no two relationships are alike. We're all a bit different. So, in my course, I cover all these little things that could happen, and also a lot of the psychology behind what actually goes on, what she's actually thinking when she calls you, says she misses you, and then suddenly pulls away again. So examples like that I'll explain to you, and it will keep you on track to what you should be doing. So if you're really serious about your relationship, getting her back, and and she means a lot to you, then I really recommend you checking that out. Just head to xrecoverysystem.com, my website, and there you'll find another video that will show you 7 mistakes you have to avoid as well if you want her back, as well as a few other goodies I put in there to help you out as well. So I recommend checking out that video, and if you're serious about your relationship, definitely look at getting my full course that will step you through the whole thing to give you a higher chance of getting her back and doing it faster as well.